COVID shots for kids. America's youngest children may soon be able to get a dose, maybe by the summer. Moderna announced today the vaccine offers similar protection against COVID for kids younger than 6 as it does for adults. The company's CEO says they plan to ask U.S. regulators to authorize the 2-dose shot for those children as soon as possible. Dr. Fauci signaled it's encouraging news for the nation's 18 million kids 5 and younger. They're the only Americans not yet eligible for vaccination. Parents of young kids have faced major setbacks and a lot of confusion, particularly about which shots actually work. The FDA was supposed to review data on Pfizer's vaccine last month, but the agency decided to hold off considering that company's 2-dose shot. Pfizer reports it should have more data on its 2- and 3-dose regimens in the weeks ahead. CNBC's Meg Terrell covers science and medicine for us. Break down the Moderna data for us, Meg.
Yeah, Shep, so this vaccine met the main goal of its study, which was to show a similar immune response in young kids as you see in young adults, and it did that. Very importantly for this age group, it was also shown to be safe. Fevers in particular are something they were watching out for, and Moderna said the rate was consistent with other commonly used pediatric vaccines. But the picture gets a little more complicated from there. The study was run while Omicron was the predominant variant in the U.S. And just as we've seen for the adult vaccines against this variant, Moderna said it saw lower efficacy against mild cases. It was 38 to 44%. We asked Dr. Fauci about this at the White House COVID briefing today.
Now, that may seem like a low number, but in the era of Omicron, this is actually quite comparable to the efficacy against infection in what we're seeing now with other vaccines. So the data look pretty good right now.
And while kids are less susceptible to severe COVID, the CDC reported last week that hospitalizations of kids up to age 4 soared during the Omicron wave. Now, there weren't any cases of severe disease in this trial, so we don't have an efficacy figure there. But Moderna says the level of antibodies should predict that protection, similarly to what we've seen in young adults. So if this gets the green light from the FDA, how many kids would get the vaccine? Well, polling from the Kaiser Family Foundation suggests only about 1 in 5 parents of kids under 5 say they'll vaccinate their child right away. Shep?
Meg, some news today also on a potential 4th shot for the elderly. A lot of focus from the White House briefing on that.
Yeah, there was a lot of focus.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. There was at this White House briefing on the lack of COVID funding from Congress. They warned that there isn't enough supply for 4th doses later this year if they're recommended broadly. But they did say there's enough vaccine supply potentially for those over 65 and other vulnerable groups if that's authorized in the coming weeks or months, which suggests that could happen relatively soon. Shep?
All right, Meg. Thanks so much.